Hey Crosswatchers for Scorpio, welcome to your cross-watching video for August. We're going to see what's going on with those of you who are curious about a Scorpio in your life. We're going to connect. If you're a Scorpio and you're watching, keep in mind guys, these are still general readings. It may resonate, it may not resonate. This is more so done with the intention or the energy for the cross-watcher. So your person may not be cross-watching. But, and again, guys, general readings. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But my belief is that if Spirit has led you here, there's at least one message in here for you. Hopefully more. But if you listen, you will hear your messages. Let's connect here. See what you all need to know about Scorpio. What you all need to know about Scorpio. What's going on with Scorpio? What information is beneficial for everyone to know, what can bring about healing, what can bring about positive, constructive results. All right, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so we have Two of Pentacles. Your Scorpio is a busy bee. They have a lot going on. Okay? And they're really focused on their stability, their foundation. They're really working on getting life in order. Okay? And I said this for a couple of the other signs, and I'm feeling it this way too for Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, and water signs tend to be super sensitive to moon energy, especially full moon energy. And that Capricorn full moon that we had not too long ago was all about foundation, like redoing the foundation of your life, what you're building your life on, what your priorities are, what your principles are, where you're going, what your stability is, you know, your security, your just the way you're going to do life, the way that you're going to be settled in as you're getting older. And so Scorpios, a lot of Scorpios have gotten very busy as a result. If they weren't already, you know, some of them were already like, you know, very focused and very driven, and this energy coming in has really like lit that fire under their butt, and they're just really busy trying to make things happen. And they could be very stressed out, right? They might be in the need for play. And so, you know, you can maybe help them by distracting them in a positive way, by getting them out to do something fun or having a good time, because your Scorpio might not be having a good time right now. I just heard the word irritable. Your Scorpio may be even a little bit irritable right now, but it's not because they're trying to be mean or trying to be rude. It's because they have a lot on their plate and they're really stressed out. And your Scorpio, for whatever reason, feels like they can't have anybody else do it, or these are things that only they can do or that they're responsible for. And so for some of you, not all of you, some of you feel, some of you have a Scorpio who feels a little bit embarrassed by something that you said or did. And so they don't want to address it, they don't want to look at it, and they're keeping very busy. But they might feel in some ways like not valued by you, or that maybe like you're looking down on them in some way, or there's just something in which, and you know, being embarrassed or feeling ashamed is one of the meanings that can be attached to Two of Pentacles. For me, it doesn't come up very often, okay? I'll see Two of Pentacles, I'll be like, you know, busy or stressed or, you know, other options or juggling things. And those are the typical things that come to me intuitively. But in this situation, in this thing, if you do feel like you have a Scorpio that is avoiding you, or if you feel like you have a Scorpio that maybe isn't spending a whole lot of time with you, they are genuinely busy. I can tell you that right now. They're very busy. But it's because there might be some things here where they're trying to heal or get their life together to, like, you know, feel accomplished or feel secure about themselves. And there could be something that maybe got triggered in their dealing or interaction with you, Crosswatcher. And maybe it wasn't intentional, like maybe you didn't mean to do it, but there could just be some way in which they feel like you really put them down, or you maybe even, I'm hearing the word humiliated. Again, that's not going to be for every single one of you, so please don't get freaked out. Don't worry about that. I'm feeling or sensing for those of you that does apply, you know what it's about, or you have an idea, like you can see how that may have happened, and you may be feeling bad about it, okay? But if that's the case, understand and know that Scorpio might need a lot of time. And in the meantime, they're going to deal with that hurt or with that pain by really focusing on, establishing their life, accomplishing things, doing things that are important to them, doing things that are going to make them feel safe in their life, or, cared for or provided for in some way. Okay, again, general reading, so it'll apply in different ways for different ones of you, but many of you are dealing with a very busy bee in Scorpio in the month of August. Next we have September. Now, what did I say, September? Oh my gosh, I'm already doing the year-end readings. Those of you guys who've seen the reading for the year, I'll pull a card for each one of the month. But maybe that was like a cosmic slip. Maybe they're telling us that this energy is gonna go in through to September. Anyway, but we're on August. We're doing August. Okay. We've got Seven of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords is, oh gosh, some of you, your Scorpio is planning an escape. I'm going to be flat out about it. Maybe something happened, they feel hurt, they feel embarrassed. They're really working very hard to get their money together, to get their ducks in a row, because they might be thinking of going and starting somewhere fresh, or starting new, or starting over, and they might not be discussing it with you, okay? Because they don't want there to be a disagreement, or they just feel like maybe, it's such a long ways away, it might not be worth discussing now. Like, they can talk about it like when it gets there. You can figure out when it gets there. Some of you are dealing with a Scorpio who maybe is suspecting that you may be spying on them in some way, okay? So like, if you have been doing something like catfishing an ex, or creating a fake profile to go on and like try to get onto their social media to see what they're up to or what they're doing, or if you've been having mutual friends, go and talk to them and try to get information and come back to you with this information, your Scorpio's on to you. Your Scorpio's on to you, I can tell you that. They're on to you. They like, if they got that friend request, or if they got that follow request or whatever, even if they accepted it, they immediately suspected you. That's what I'm getting, and that's what I'm hearing. And they immediately knew. And so even if like they accepted it, or even if they interacted with you, it could just be kind of like, I don't want to say they're having fun with it, but they're like, okay, like, where is this going? Like, what are you going to try to get at? Or what are you doing? Or let's see what this is about. So if you think you're getting information out of your Scorpio without them knowing, they know. Okay, that's the feeling I'm getting with this card. They know. They know. I also feel the Seven of Swords is applying for Crosswatchers and Scorpio in the way that your Scorpio is making a lot of changes. And for whatever reason, this is not typically a feeling I get from Seven of Swords, but I'm getting it in this instance. You may deal with a Scorpio that you're kind of used to seeing as like somebody who is a bit of like a rock, or like a bit of like somebody that maybe like other people depend on, or they go to, or somebody who's like sacrificed. And I know some of you are already in the comments like rolling your eyes and getting upset and saying Scorpio is selfish, and Scorpio is sleeping around with everybody, and Scorpio is this, and Scorpio is that. There's a lot of trash talk I see in the comments about Scorpios and Tauruses, okay? And I can tell you, it all just depends on the vibration of the person, okay? Every sign has positive attributes, every sign has negative attributes. And if you're dealing with a lower vibrational person, you're going to get more of the lower vibrational attributes. But that doesn't mean all Scorpios are that way. So on a high vibrational Scorpio is going to be very loyal, contrary to anything you might be telling yourself, because if you've had a Scorpio that wasn't loyal. A high vibrational Scorpio is going to be loyal, like beyond loyal. Like the first person that's going to stand up for you, the first person that's going to fight for you, the first person that'll put their neck out on the line, okay, for you, if you all have that kind of bond or closeness or whatever. And so you may be very used to depending on the Scorpio, or a lot of people may be very used to depending on the Scorpio. And Seven of Swords is telling me the Scorpio is just kind of done with that. They're done with it, and they're looking for a way to just kind of like just tiptoe away without drawing attention to themselves, and they just kind of want to be left alone. Okay, so this might not be a good time to reach out to Scorpio with like, you know, oh, I need to pick your brain about something, or oh, I need to ask you a question, or oh, you know, I have this problem, or what should I do? Because Scorpio, I just heard incognito. A lot of you are dealing with a Scorpio who's about to go into incognito mode. Like they don't want it. They can't. It's not that they don't care about you. They have so much going on, and they're working really hard, and they're dealing with a lot of their own little internal issues or things or wounds that they have, that they can't take anything else on right now. And they're looking for a way to just kind of sneak away without being noticed, like, you know, and just kind of like they're laying low. They're laying. I really feel that they're laying low. And some of them suspect that, you know, you're trying to find things out about them, or that you're maybe going on in a creative way. Like they might be suspecting that you're trying to gather information about them. So if you are doing something like that, know and be aware that they're suspecting you, and that at some point the truth can definitely come out. So if you don't want that to happen, this might be a good time to pull the plug on that, to just kind of pull back and not do that anymore, because they'll find out for sure that it was you, or something will happen where they'll have the proof they feel that they need. But they're suspicious. They're definitely suspicious. I just feel like a lot of you are feeling, and this came up a few months ago for the Crosswatcher for Scorpio, and it's coming up again. Some of you just really feel like the Scorpio is really changing, and they are. I'm not going to lie to you, they are. You know, there's a reason why the Death card is the card for the Scorpio, astrological sign of Scorpio, because it's a card about transformation and changing, and Scorpio changes many times in their life. Scorpio is a very, very intense sign, okay? And I think that's why sometimes they get the reputation for being fickle, because they go through transformations and they change. And if there's some way in which they feel wronged or hurt or humiliated or disrespected, you know, they're going to try to find ways to heal and to better themselves and be that phoenix that's rising from the ashes. And a high vibrational Scorpio will not go for revenge. You know, Scorpios have a reputation for going for revenge, but a high vibrational Scorpio won't go for revenge. A high vibrational Scorpio will get their life together and put themselves in a position and maybe keep certain people at an arm's length so that they don't experience that pain again. Okay? And so some of you are dealing with that situation. Some of you are dealing with a Scorpio where they're like maybe creating some distance because they've been hurt. Okay? And some of you, it could be the energies are reversed, but I'm going to be really honest with you. I said this once and someone flipped out. They got so upset in the comments. But it's the truth of the situation. Okay? Sometimes when we look at a person and we say, oh, you did this and you did that, and we have a lot of anger about what they did, there's something in there that mirrors certain ways in which we have done that, or we've also made them feel that way, right? There's two sides to every story, Okay, so if you really are about your growth and you really are somebody who's, working on improving and ascending, think about that. And maybe you haven't done it to them, but maybe you did it to somebody else. Maybe you did it to a past relationship. Like, this thing about this person really bothered me or hurt me. Have I ever done this to them? Have I ever done this to somebody else? And be honest as you think about it, right? Because sometimes that's why we have those experiences. Okay, and for Scorpio too, they might be going through, if it's a high vibrational Scorpio, even though they might be feeling hurt or humiliated, they're going to think about objectively, have I done this to that person? Have I done this to somebody else? They will think about that. But if they feel like you're not coming in an energy where you're ready to change, or if you are still doing the things even though they've tried to talk about it, then they're going to keep a distance. Okay? So this is not over just yet, right? There's time to salvage it. There's time to save it for a lot of you. But understand this could be some of like the internal process that your Scorpio is going through. Next, we have Six of Swords. So your Scorpio doesn't want any drama right now. I already said that with the Seven of Swords. And Six of Swords came in, and that clarified it. This is like just, I'm going to get away from a little bit. Sometimes Six of Swords can be travel, taking a trip. Your Scorpio might be wanting to get away, going on a trip. For some of you, going on a trip with the Scorpio could be a way of having a chance to get away from the distractions and really talk about the issues and heal the situation. Okay? But this person doesn't want drama. And I just heard that this Scorpio is very overwhelmed for many of you. So if you are somebody where you get really worked up, or like you start talking real fast, or you start talking real loud, or things happen and they really agitate you, like that's overwhelming for the Scorpio to be around right now. The Scorpio needs just cool, calm, cool as a cucumber energy right now. All right, so especially keep this in mind if you're trying to reconcile with the Scorpio, or if you're like feeling like they've been distant and you're wanting them to be closer. If you come in really impassioned, if you come in really intense and no, it wasn't like that, and like they can't handle it. Like they're gonna shut down, especially since a lot of them are very stressed out and they're very busy right now, and they might have a job that's very stressful. They might have a job where they constantly have really like worked up people coming their way. They can't handle being around worked up energy. Okay, like they need that peace, they need that calm, energy, a calm way of talking about things. But for some of you, some kind of a trip might not be a bad idea, or just getting away from the chaos, or getting away from the drama. I do feel there's just something that the Scorpio is just kind of done talking about, and they do want to move past it. They want to put it behind them. So there's that instance as well. Next we have, let's do clarifiers. Clarifiers on Six of Swords. What does Crosswatcher need to know about Six of Swords as it pertains to Scorpio and Crosswatcher in August? We have Queen of Pentacles. So this is stability, this is sanctuary, this is business, this is success. This is Nine of Cups. This is, again, success, which is coming true. And we have Five of Cups as we have disappointments. We have hurt feelings. So your Scorpio is taking the hurt feelings, and they're getting over the drama, and they're going over to smoother sailing by focusing on themselves and, just kind of going inward and focusing on creating like a stability for themselves, or a sense of sanctuary for themselves, a sense of home for themselves, or finding people or places or things that they feel home with. And sometimes for some of them, they might just be spending a lot of time alone, but that's where they feel secure. That's where they feel like in that sanctuary energy. Nine of Cups also gives me a feeling or a sense that your Scorpio might be doing things that they're accomplishing, and you might like want to show that, hey, I'm proud of you. Like, look what you've done. Or you maybe are wanting to be a part of it. Or you might think that they're going to be like generous with some abundance that's come in. But when Nine of Cups comes in, like, this is somebody who's going to celebrate alone. Okay, it's not like they're gonna go and have fun with a bunch of people and specifically keep you out of it. It's just someone who's keeping to themselves. And sometimes people can see this or perceive this as like, oh, this person's being greedy, or this person's like not sharing the wealth or whatever. And I just feel your Scorpio is just like in this incognito, wanting to be left alone kind of mode for a lot of you, and they're just kind of trying to figure out where they fit in and where the right place is for them. That Five of Cups also makes me feel like they are hurting. They're really, really hurting. I think especially those of you who have a Scorpio that you just kind of perceive as being a very strong person, there's a lot of deep pain here. There's a lot of deep pain. There's a lot of disappointment. You may even be dealing with a Scorpio who, because for me, Five of Cups sometimes is like the self-medication card, where somebody's self-medicating and they're trying to not deal with emotions by doing something like, drinking or partying, or, turning to food or sex or shopping or gambling or whatever the heck it is. But they're pulling away from that, and they're trying to put their energy into more productive things, and they're trying to deal with their pain by doing things that are going to better their life instead of destroying their life. And it could be something about the rift between the two of you has triggered them tremendously, where like they just kind of feel like it makes them want to go back to the unhealthy things, the unhealthy ways of coping, or drinking, or doing drugs, or turning to food, or just some kind of behavior that they know is low vibrational, or that they know is only harming themselves. Some of you are also dealing with a Scorpio that's very concerned about their health right now, and they're trying really hard to be healthy, and they feel like they need to be alone to do that. So this is a difficult situation. Like, if you feel like your Scorpio is really leaving you out or not letting you in, they have a lot they're dealing with. I wouldn't take it personal, other than I understand that if you have a situation where you might be feeling very bad because you understand, or you see ways in which maybe the Scorpio was hurt or offended by something that had been said or done, they just need time. That's all I can tell you. They just need time. It doesn't mean that you guys won't be close again. It doesn't mean that you all won't have a relationship. But right now, Scorpio is in transformation mode. And when Scorpio is in transformation mode, like, just forget it. Like, they're going to disappear for a while. A Scorpio will disappear in plain sight, right? You might know where they live. You might know their address. You could even be related to them, and they're going to disappear from right under your nose without having to move away. Like, they can really go in incognito really quick in very creative ways, okay? And this person just needs time. That's all I can tell you. Next, we have Nine of Pentacles. So this could be they're really focused on some kind of entrepreneur kind of energy, and really kind of like trying to get their stability, balance their emotions. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio if this is like a love connection or a love relationship. They could be seeing you as a very valuable person or a very worthy person. But they might just kind of feel like they're not ready to move forward with you right now. You're on their radar, okay? You're on their radar, and they might be keeping an eye on you, right? Especially with that Seven of Swords that came up and that Nine of Pentacles. They might be keeping an eye on you, but right now there's a lot of things they're working on. So if you're working on yourself in the meantime, then by the time passes, you both are going to be in a much better place to try to reconcile or to move forward in some way. I want to pull clarifiers around Nine of Pentacles, though. I want to know. I gotta hurry. I can't make this be too long. But in what does Crosswatcher need to know about Nine of Pentacles for Scorpio and them in August 2019? We have the Hierophant. So this is some kind of commitment and some kind of beliefs. We have the King of Wands. And we have the Strength card. This is really interesting to me because we have 2 fire cards here in the clarifiers with the Nine of Pentacles. King of Wands can be a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And the Strength card is a Leo. Okay? So this is very interesting to me that these two are coming in back to back. This makes me feel like you may have a lot of fire in your energy. Okay? You could have fire in your moon or in your rising. And some of those fiery traits may be causing the Scorpio to pull away. Okay? Because, you know, Scorpio is a water sign. And so those are opposites. And there could just be certain things that, like, they're not meshing well. Because, yes, Hierophant can be commitment, and it can be like engagement and things like that. And maybe for some of you, if this is a love relationship, there could be an engagement that got called off that might get called back on again, something along those lines. But if this relationship is gonna work, these are the things that need to be looked at, right? There could be ways in which a lot of things, a lot of aspects about that fire energy is triggering for the Scorpio, because the Strength card is also about overcoming these obstacles and, learning to be strong in gentle ways, commitment, loyalty, things of that nature. Loyalty is very important to a Scorpio. So there could just be things about your fiery energy that makes them wonder if you're really loyal to them. Okay. And I don't just mean in terms of having other partners or cheating. Scorpio loyalty is a very broad thing for Scorpio. It's not just about if you slept with somebody. It could be little things about, that person really hurt me, or that person did something to me, and it's very difficult for me to see you be very close with that person. It could be things like that. And some people are like, oh, that's so second grade, grow up, get over it, And yeah, like that, if that's how you feel, then you need to be with somebody who's going to understand that. But you cannot expect for someone who has something so ingrained in them to be able to just be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm acting like a second grader, bye. I'm going to get over it, But no, that's like going to make them feel worse. And they're just going to feel like, wow, this person really doesn't care about me. Okay? So there's things here where you guys have a lot of differences, and you might be coming in feeling like you're opening their eyes or you're trying to help them, but it's just creating more of a rift. Okay, so I think you would do well to understand more like the characteristics of a Scorpio, because you might look at this and you might say, I don't want to deal with Scorpio. This is too much of a headache. This is too much of a project, too much of a homework assignment. I don't want it. And if that's the case, that's fine, because I can tell you Scorpio is used to that. And Scorpio would rather have someone say, this is too much, I can't hang with it, bye, than someone who's like trying to change them, or somebody who is like, not seeing it or not being able to come in with like the loyalty that they're looking for. Next, we have Knight of Cups. All right, so again, a quick clarifier of Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is water energy, so I think they are wanting to come into their joy, projects and things that they enjoy doing, things that make them happy, being in the senses. Yep, 10 of Swords. They want to put something behind them once and for all. King of Pentacles, they want stability. Ace of Wands. Okay, we have Ace of Wands and that Knight of Cups. They want a new beginning. They want something that's like just more. With that Hierophant that came up, Hierophant can be conflicting beliefs. It's actually sometimes listed as religious differences, or but it doesn't necessarily mean just religion. You guys just have a different way of looking at life, right? And they want to do things that make them happy, and they want to be connecting with their passion. So I'm not going to say that you can't have a successful relationship here, or that you can't overcome these things, but it just makes me feel like a lot of you who are watching anyway, you're dealing with a Scorpio who just needs some time away to figure it out and to just do their own thing for a little bit. And Crosswatcher, you might be like, well, then screw them. Like, I'm not going to be here when they get back. That's fine. That's okay. You have a right to do that. You shouldn't put yourself on the back burner for anybody. But Scorpio right now has a lot they need to figure out. Okay, so, and they're not going to change. They're really not going to change. You might be coming in with good intentions. You think you're helping them to grow, or you think you're helping them to mature. But it's just, you know, you're putting a lot more out there that's just creating more of this rift. So I would just say give this Scorpio time to heal. Give them time to come back around once they're done with their projects and the things that they're focusing on, and then just take it from there. You know, who knows what's going to happen by that time. They might come back and you might have moved away to another country. You might be married with 10 kids. You might be a successful business owner, mogul who like struck it rich. Who knows, right? You'll worry about that when that happens. But for right now, I just feel like the Scorpio needs to do their thing, and they're being like extra Scorpio right now. And a lot of people don't like that. That's why Scorpio gets a bad rap. Scorpio is a complicated energy, but you don't really have much of a choice other than to just let them go off and be a Scorpio right now. Okay, if you want to take them back later, that's up to you. If you just want to say, no, I'm done, that's up to you. But, you know, this is just someone who's in a very deep, like, recreation process, rebirth process right now. Okay, my dears, don't forget to watch your love video for your zodiac sign. All the love videos are in the link of the description of the video. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you go ahead and you click on the Calendly link in the description, it will take you to my online calendar, and you can schedule right then and there the best time that works for you out of whatever is available. So I hope I'll get to read for you. I've been reading for a lot of you. I've been getting to know a lot of you. It's been really nice. But if you would like a private reading, obviously go ahead and do that. I have private readings all day tomorrow, and I'll be getting to know some of you new and some of you are returning. So yeah, that's available there as well too. If you just want some one-on-one reading done, I'm more than happy to do that. I thank you so much, guys, for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a fabulous August.